Welcome to Hidden Hilltop Homestead. I am currently wrapping up this flannel quilt. I'm going to get it finished. I'm going to be done with it, and I also have just put out a tutorial that should be out before this video. But if you're interested in learning how to make an all flannel rag quilt, check out my tutorials playlist and you will find the instructions for that video. So right now I am currently sewing together the last few rows. I have been on this stage for I think the past 2 blankets. I did a bunch of batch work and had 3 blankets all on the same progress. So I feel like I've just been sewing squares together forever and it's just never going to end. But thankfully this is almost done and we can move on to some other projects. I am currently in the process of sewing together that very last row, row 12. And then once I get all of these blocks on, I will be done. And then all I have to do is sew that to this bottom piece. And then I will sew that to another section. And then I will sew those two, which would be the bottom half to the top half. And then we're done physically, other than doing the trim and getting it washed and dried, and then we will be completely done. So yeah. So when I'm building my rag quilts, I build row 1, 2, and 3, set it aside, 4, 5, and 6, and then I will sew those 2 sections together. That creates half of the quilt. And then 7, 8, and 9, set it aside, 10, 11, 12, and then I combine those 2 sections. That's the bottom half of the quilt. So then I combine the top half, rows 1 through 6, and the bottom half, 7 through 12. And that just makes it so much easier to maneuver with the sewing machine. If you have very undistributed weight, it can kind of affect how straight your lines are. So just a little tip. I've only done a few different sizes. This is my main size usually. And I kind of know about how long it takes me to get everything done. It's just I do my stuff in sections and I do this very part-time, so I'm all over the place, but this seems to be the fastest part of the quilt. I feel like when you start sewing the blocks together is when it starts coming together, plus you're really close to the finish line. All right, bottom half is finished. This is 7 through 12, and that is 1 through 6, and I just need to sew these 2 halves together, and they'll be good. The quilt is completely sewn together, so now we have to go around and do the trim. And now this is the last little bit of sewing we have to do. I just start in a corner and I do a 1/2 inch seam allowance all the way around the outside of the quilt just to finish off the edges, and then we will snip the fringe. Don't forget, just in case you've used different color bobbin thread for the other parts of your quilt, to make sure that you put on the correct color for the bottom. I have done that before where I had a black backing and I had like a blue or gray thread and forgot to change it, and then I did like almost 2 sides and had to take it all out and put the different color in because I like to color match the back. If you don't care about that, don't worry about it, but I just always double check so I don't make that mistake again because it was a pain for sure. Another tip I have whenever you get to your corners to double up on your threads, so do some back stitches in your corners to ensure that you have like a good stiff corner because you are like turning and rotating. It's nothing crazy, but just a little extra security because sometimes the corners of quilts, like when you're folding them up, you're pulling on them like a little bit and I feel like they get a little bit of extra wear and tear. So that's just always, precaution. So I've noticed a few comments where people are like, oh, that's so, it's a good idea to do your trim as you go. I'm like, yeah, I kind of learned that the hard way though, because I've done them before where I just did the whole blanket, did the trim at the end, and then washed it, dried it, and found out I missed 2 rows and had to go back and redo it. So lesson learned. That's why I always trim as I go on these. All right, the fringe is cut. We're good to go. I'm going to put this in the washer. I'm using a couple color catcher sheets. These are Shout color catchers. I use these on all my quilts just in case, and I have never had any type of color running because of it. So wash on cool with a tiny bit of detergent, no softener, no bleach, and then dry. All right, so while that is in the washer and dryer, I'm going to work on these 4H squares. This quilt is in the same stage as that flannel quilt. I'm just sewing my blocks together, building my rows, so on and so forth. I've got one more quilt after this that is in the same stage, so this is feeling a little monotonous. I feel like I'm just like sewing blocks together forever, but this, like I said before, this part goes by the fastest, so I'm just gonna try to get this stuff done and get it listed. That's the most important part, is when I make these quilts, I want to make sure I sell them. So I'm just going to put the work in and get this done, stay motivated, and then after this quilt, there's a Christmas quilt, and then we get to work on some other fun things. So we're going to work on this. All right, we are out of the dryer. I'm going to need to do some lint roll, and then I'll also look for any extra threads and stuff that might need snipped and just kind of clean it up a little bit and get it ready. So I fold mine up on my table. If you have a big flat surface, that's so much easier to just lay it all out and you can do it all at once. But I'm working with a small space, so I just fold it up twice and then I flip it over after I'm done lint rolling and cleaning up the edges and stuff, and then I'll turn it inside out and do the back, same thing. It's how I work with stuff, and I just use a regular hand lint roller and get all the lint off. One thing I might have to do is some pilling work, so there is a little bit of pilling on some of these gray squares, and I'm going to use my lint comb thing to get those taken care of. I don't really do the whole quilt. I usually just do the squares that look like they need it, because it's going to shed more the more you wash it. So I'm not really worried about it. I'm just getting it good for pictures. Now, as far as these pilling squares, I use this little sweater shaver comb, and it just gets these little bumps right off. Some squares do this, some don't. It just depends on the fabric. And this was like $1.50 at Joann's. I mean, they sell them at Michael's on Amazon and stuff. They're cheap. It's cheaper than a sweater shaver. You don't have any batteries, and it really doesn't take much. You just brush it a few times and it gets the pilling right off. And then sometimes you just go a different direction to get other sections off, but it works really well. And flannel is where you have the issues. You usually don't have it with regular quilting cotton, but this is my last step. I'm going to get the pilling off and then any other little pieces of lint, and then we're going to go outside and take some pictures. Here is our finished quilt. This turned out so freaking adorable. I think all of the patterns and the design go together so well. We have a good contrast of light and dark. I know it's a little bit hard to see because I'm doing this in the evening, but it is a super cute forest, trees and frogs. We have mushrooms, flowers, deer, all kind of like little woodland critters, raccoons and different things. And I think the triple flannel gives it like a good drape, but it's also like the back looks the same. It's a very solid quilt, and it's very, very soft, very flexible. I really like this. One thing I will say is sewing through 3 layers of flannel versus 2 layers of quilting cotton was a little bit difficult, but in the end, it's still a really, really cute quilt. Now my goal is just going to be to get as much of this 4H quilt done as I can this evening, and I don't know, I'll probably get a couple rows done. It'd be cool to get at least half of the quilt done sometime, if not today, maybe tomorrow, and then get it finished within the next couple days. and get it listed. And then, like I said, I have a Christmas quilt after this. And then I actually have 3 more quilts after that that are in the works, but they are in different stages. They're not quilted, or some of them aren't even pinned. So that'll just be something that I'm working on in the future. We'll be doing different things. I'm also doing a reorganization of my craft closet. I do this every once in a while just because I need to get like a stock of what I have, and also I just have fabric sitting on the shelf not put away. I'd like to get that changed. I also have a few upcoming projects for YouTube videos, and I'm going to need to see what I have as far as fabric designs, and then also I need to measure out all of my backings to see if I have backings for like crib quilts, or if they are for my throws or something bigger. And then I also have a special order. I have not done any special orders in the past couple months, but I had a neighbor reach out and was wanting a memory quilt made, so I am going to be doing that, and that's going to be either a large or a small. We're not sure yet, but that's going to be down the road a little ways because I have a few more projects to work on in between. And yeah, so over the next couple weeks, you're just going to be seeing me wrapping up some projects, and then we're going to be starting on some new fun videos. I'd like to do a few more business videos too, I think, talking about more of like the administrative side of quilting. So I am finally done with the top half of that 4-H quilt, and we're going to be wrapping up this video here. Thank you guys so much for checking out this vlog. Stay tuned for more content coming soon, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!